Robert's daily routine.
Robert is a director at a multinational company. His day begins at 7 o'clock when the alarm clock rings. But he stays in bed and watches the news on television until 7:15. He hardly ever gets up straight away. He has a shower and brushes his teeth. He gets dressed and has breakfast. When he gets to the office, he turns on the computer, reads email and starts work. In the morning he has meetings, and takes calls from clients. He usually has lunch at his desk, but sometimes he goes out with a client, or gives a lunchtime presentation. In the afternoon he usually visits clients. He leaves work around 7, but sometimes he goes to an evening meeting. He rarely arrives home before 10 o'clock and he almost always has a busy day, but he loves it.
Daily activities at home.
I wake up at 7 a.m. every morning.
I press the snooze button 5 times every morning before I turn off the alarm and get up.
I have a cup of coffee and make breakfast. I usually read the newspaper while I have breakfast. My children like to have a shower after they have breakfast, but I like to have a shower before I get dressed.
My wife brushes her long hair, and I have short hair so I comb my hair. How do you do your hair in the morning?
It is important to brush your teeth, and some women like to put makeup on.
After I have finished work, I go home to cook dinner. In my house I usually make dinner. The family eats dinner together at 7:30 p.m. After dinner I make sure that my children do their homework, and then I chill out on the sofa and watch television.
On television I usually watch the news. My wife usually comes to tell me to take the rubbish out, or wash the dishes.
Our children feed the dog and the cat before they go to bed and I tell them to go to the bathroom too. If I am sick I have to take my medication, but then I get into my pajamas and set the alarm so I wake up in the morning.
The last things I do is lock the door, turn off the lights, and go to bed.
Daily activities at work.
I go to work at 8:45 a.m. every morning. I usually drive to work. I always check my emails when I get to work, but I don't always reply to them immediately. I take a taxi or a train if I have a lunch meeting. I never take the bus because it is too slow. When I am at my desk I usually work on the computer, even during morning tea. At 1 p.m., most days I have lunch. At 3 p.m. we have afternoon tea, and that is when we usually talk and eat cake. When I work, I have to make telephone calls. If an important issue happens, I ask my secretary to organize a meeting. Once a month, I report to my boss, but maybe you have to report to your boss more often. I usually write a document that my boss can read. Other daily activities.
I exercise at least 3 times a week.
I usually go to the gym before work, but sometimes I go after work.
I meditate every morning so that I feel less stressed during the day.
Weekly activities. What are some weekly activities that you do?
I go grocery shopping once a week at the local supermarket.
My family does the housework together every Saturday morning.
I usually do the washing on Sunday morning, and when the machine is finished, I hang the clothes out to dry.
On Sunday morning we go to church, and if there is lots of noise coming from next door, sometimes we fight with the neighbor.
On Saturday night my parents stay at home, and I go out with friends.
Even my friends that live at home call their parents each week.
Every evening, I water the garden.
I usually pay someone to wash the car, but my partner says I should do it, so sometimes I argue with my partner about that.
If we are angry at the neighbor, we seek vengeance by annoying his dogs.
I work in an important office, so I have to shine my shoes each day.
Sometimes we hire a movie, because we don't like to illegally download music and films. I make sure that I synchronize my iPod so I always have new music on it.
To get our shopping, we go to the mall in the car.